Honestly, I really wish someone told me not to make these mistakes when first starting my Shopify store. What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Yash. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And guess what? We're finally back with the bandana after being highly requested. Anyway, if you are watching this video, I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild guess and say you just started your first Shopify dropshipping store. In that case, congrats. Now, obviously, Shopify dropshipping can be extremely rewarding if actually done and approached the right way. I'm a big believer in doing things the right way from the get-go, really ensuring the base and foundation of your Shopify account is set up the right way for success. Therefore, in this video, ladies and gents, we're actually going to be jumping behind my computer screen, and I'll be exactly showing you what few things to avoid after opening up your first Shopify account. And believe it or not, but these few small things can actually determine the success of your overall Shopify store. Last but not least, be sure to drop a huge like on this video, and while you're at it, make sure you guys are also subscribed to the channel with that post notification bell turned on so you guys are updated with all recent and new videos. Without any further ado, let's hop behind the screen so you guys can actually go ahead and follow along. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to do is obviously open up your Shopify account. Make sure you guys are logged in to the right store. After that, go on the bottom left right here and click on settings. After you do that, you'll be brought across this page right here. And afterwards, what we're going to do is click on checkout. So since we're on this page, what we're going to do is go through each section step by step so you guys can also follow along. Right here where it says customer accounts, I usually keep that where it says accounts are disabled. Now, unless you have more of a longer term store or a longer term brand, maybe 6 months, 8 months, a year, or maybe even longer, you can definitely go ahead and put accounts are optional. So people can definitely register and sign up, and maybe if they want to come back and repurchase, they can definitely do that. However, with traditional dropshipping, most of you guys are going to have more shorter term stores, so I suggest keeping it where it says accounts are disabled. Sweet. So once we did that, we want to come down here to the section where it says customer contact, and we want to select this option right here, ladies and gents, where it says customers can check out using either their phone number or email. We primarily want to do this because we want to start collecting these customers' assets as soon as possible, right from your first sale. And these assets obviously include someone's phone number and or email. This is very important because you can leverage these assets sometimes down in the future. For example, you can definitely retarget and make lookalikes through phone numbers and emails on platforms such as Facebook and even Google. On top of that, you can even remarket to customers through email marketing and SMS marketing to get people back into your store and repurchase. Moving forward, we want to make sure both of these boxes are checked marked. The first one reads, customers can choose to add a phone number or email to receive shipping updates after they complete their order. Now, obviously, when someone is buying from your store, they have to give you their email. They don't have to give you their phone number. I believe that is against the law to mandate someone to absolutely give you their phone number. But in case if they did not, then guess what? You can hit them again with this option right here where they can receive shipping updates if they do, again, choose to input their phone number. And once they give you that phone number, that's already a registered or collected asset for your store, like I was explaining before. And then this option where it says customers can download the shop app from their order status page, I always have that selected by default. Moving down to form options where it says full name, you want to make sure you select this where it says require first and last name. I know a lot of people leave it at the default setting where it says only require last name. The reason why you don't want to do that is once you start getting a lot of orders, a lot of people can have the same last name. So when you are fulfilling these orders, let's say a warehouse or a supplier is fulfilling these orders for you, they can definitely get confused and they might not have the full information of who the actual package is going to. Where it says company name, I always like to keep that optional. I know a lot of people sometimes like to order for their office or for anything else. Some people also like to order in bulk, so that way you definitely want to make sure they have that option to put their company name in. For address line 2, you definitely want to make sure it says optional. A lot of people live in condos or apartments, so that way they can definitely put their apartment number or unit number down there. And where it says shipping address phone number, I always like to make that optional. For tipping, I usually leave that blank because with traditional dropshipping, when you're just selling products, no one's going to really go ahead and tip you. Obviously, if you're a business that is using Shopify for any other service or any other particular type of products, then you can go ahead and definitely try that out. But again, with traditional dropshipping, it just doesn't really make sense to go ahead and select that option. All right, so where it says order processing, come down here where it says while the customer is checking out, ensure that this box is selected where it says use the shipping address as the billing address by default. And the reason why you want to do this is because most people's billing and shipping address is exactly the same, so you already want to have it selected by default. It does offer a little bit more conveniency rather than customers having to input their billing address all over again. Now obviously in rare cases, if it is different, customers can definitely go ahead and simply edit that. Where it says require confirmation step, you do not want to have that. I always believe in having as many less steps as possible in your exact funnel. Make it simple and make it convenient and efficient for your customer. Enable address auto completion, I definitely have that selected. That basically means that while someone is typing their address, all these suggested addresses will come and they can simply go ahead and just select it. Again, just makes it a little bit easier for that potential customer during the exact checkout process. Coming down where it says after an order has been paid, I always make sure this is selected. Do not automatically fulfill any of the orders line items. Depending on how you're processing, fulfilling, and shipping these orders out, I suggest us doing that manually and then marking it fulfilled after you do so. After an order has been fulfilled and paid, automatically archive the order. I just simply leave that at default. Email marketing, this is very, very important. You want to make sure and select this box right here, pre-select the sign up option. This will basically get you more emails rather than people not opting in for this, so you do collect your emails and later leverage them down the road. For abandoned checkouts, I have this option selected where it says automatically send abandoned checkout emails, send to anyone who abandons checkout, send after 10 hours, the recommended time frame. Now, usually I have custom abandonment cart email sequences set up through an app like Klaviyo or Abandonment Protector. Regardless, I still have this option selected just so Shopify can go ahead and potentially reel a potential customer back in. In general, I do recommend having abandonment cart email sequences set up that are custom. Again, you can use apps like Klaviyo or Abandonment Protector. I usually have one send out at 2 hours, one at 10 hours, and one at 24 hours after someone abandons their cart. So now that all that is done and out the way, I do want to give you guys one bonus tip that actually has to do with the visual or physical layout of your store, more specifically the footer of your store. Therefore, what we're going to do is come right here to online store and then go to where it says themes. Where it says themes, you want to go down here to where it says edit languages. Now, usually by default, your Shopify store's footer will say something like powered by Shopify. You want to go ahead and remove this because this can be visible on any page when it comes to the actual footer of your store. Now, one way you can do that is go manually through the liquid code, but there's an easier way to actually do that. And by the way, the reason why you don't want to have that powered by Shopify is you just don't want to let people know you're a Shopify-based store, that it is hosted on the Shopify platform. It just makes your store look like more of an authority figure. So what you want to do is come over here and type in powered by Shopify. You'll come down here and see this is what will actually be written in the footer. What you want to do is simply enter a space, so that will be gone, and then go ahead and press save. And voila, that's literally all you have to do. So make sure the checkout settings that we went through before and this is done with before you go ahead and drive traffic to your store. And there you guys have it. I hope this video was informative and helpful. I highly recommend to actually go ahead and implement these changes on your own Shopify store. At the end of the day, these may look like small, minute changes, but in the grand scheme of things, they definitely add up and do make a difference. I also recommend checking out the links and resources in the description down below, as they can be very much helpful for your Shopify dropshipping store. As always, if you guys do have any questions, thoughts or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments down below because I do reply to each and every single one of them. I know this video was short, but once again, I really hope it was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Remember to keep working hard and more importantly, keep being awesome. Until the next one, your boy is out. Peace.